with a true chef, bright like a morning star. Let's chat with Phenomenal Char. She's bringing joy, she's bringing.
Well, hello and welcome to Let's Chat with Phenomenal Char. My name is Charlene,
And
and
I'm Jeannie.
okay, that's my co-host Jean. And I'd like to introduce you to my friend and sister Michelle, who's here with me in studio. Hi, Michelle. Okay, all right. So this is where we get into conversations that dive and dig deeply into such topics as adult lifestyle, love, relationships, and really a lot of what we, our generation, find easy and not so easy to talk about. This is not just conversations, or it's about real life, real solutions, and how we can together build stronger communities. Again, this is Let's Chat with Phenomenal Shar. Today's topic is, well, this is our second episode, Jeannie. Second
Hmm.
episode. We did our first episode a few weeks ago, and it's titled Embracing Life Beyond 40s, 50s, and 60s, Thriving, Not Just Surviving. Today's topic will look at how life operates with us after 40s, 50s, and 60s, what they call the golden years, which I think golden years are usually after 50, though. Um, so today joining us are a few guests who are also my friends, and I'm going to introduce them one at a time. Welcome, Errol Cyrus.
Hi
Yay!
everybody. How you
Hi.
doing?
Hi, Errol. My next
Hi.
guest is Sandra Samuels, the illustrious Sandra Samuels. Hey, Sandra.
Uh,
Welcome, Sandra.
Hi.
And last but
Nice to
not
meet
least,
you.
hi, darling. Last but not least,
Hi.
Kwame McPherson. Well, Kwame goes by just Kwame right here. Hi, Kwame.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize that. Hey, good evening, everybody. Yeah. Thanks.
Hi.
Good evening.
All
Good
right.
evening. Thank you for having me.
But before we get into today's topic, I want to set the tone for today's conversation. Today's conversation, we're looking at where we are all at this adulting stage of our journeys, looking at life beyond the ages 40s, 50s, 60s, and just talk a little bit. We're going to chat a little bit about what it means to be at this stage. I don't focus so much on age. As you know, age is just a number, it's a construct. And I'm not defined by my age. I consider aging to be a gift. And for me personally, aging means that I am alive and I'm growing up. I'm growing up every day. So, Jeannie, what are your thoughts on aging?
A painful privilege. I
Painful.
lost a friend a couple weeks ago, and he was 56. So getting old is a privilege. I say painful because everything hurts. Places that I didn't know I had anything hurt. So, and they tell me I have arthritis. So there you go. Painful privilege.
Okay. All right. Uh, Before we go any further, Jeannie, I'd like my guests to kind of give us a little introduction about who they are. They're
Absolutely.
strangers to other people. We know that I know them. You're just meeting some of them, Jeannie. So Michelle
Hmm.
first. Michelle, would you like to tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sure. Good evening, everyone. Such a pleasure to be here. My name is Michelle Herbert. I am an entrepreneur.
Sorry, I'm not sure if it's me, but I am. Your sound very low.
Okay.
Let's make sure that her,
Um,
her microphone is okay.
get a bit closer.
Yeah. Michelle is soft spoken as well.
That's true. That's true. I am. How's that, Sandra? Is that any better?
Much better.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll just speak right into the mic. So, my name is Michelle Herbert. I am an entrepreneur based in Toronto. I worked for the Treasury Board of Canada for a decade before I launched into my journey of entrepreneurship. And I'm currently teaching youth all about business ideation. And the program is called Young Innovators. It's going on our second year running, and it's a fantastic program. And of course, we're always in fundraising season. If anyone wants to give, that would be fantastic as well.
Nice plug.
Just saying, just saying.
Just saying. But yes, I'm great. I'm very grateful for my friend Charlene to have me on the show tonight. And that's me.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. On my screen, Sandra, you're up next.
Okay, well, I'm Sandra Samuels. Well, I'm in Jamaica,
Yeah.
first of all, and I'm also an entrepreneur. I am the owner and operator of Totally Male Spa. I'm 30 years running, and I'm also a justice of the peace. I'm also a 25-year breast cancer survivor, thriver.
Yay.
Single, no kids, and what else? And I live la vida, I just live la vida loca. I enjoy my life. I'm 60 years old and enjoying life.
And might I add, a phenomenal woman. Yes, you are, Sandra. Okay, up next, Kwame.
Hi, yes. Good evening, everyone. Kwame McPherson here. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm not just an entrepreneur. And Sandra, and Sandra, you know, say I feel ashamed of myself, you know. I know me to come to Totally Me.
In good time, in good time.
I need to know where that spot is, by the way, Sandra. Please put it in the chat.
Okay.
So I'm a writer. I've always been writing. I write for other people. I'm very good at what I do. I write. I've written a number of books. I help other people write. I'm also a speaker. I'm a traveler. There's a lot to my boards, and I'm sure that over time so I'm invited back. They'll be coming out. You know.
And might I add, Kwame is a recent winner of the Kwame, help me now, man.
Well, no, you are the image consultant and PR. You don't know what to say.
Just tell the people who you are, man. This is big. This is huge. This is
All right, so I'm also the first Jamaican to win the Commonwealth Short Story Prize, which is an international prize. I won it for the Caribbean and for the world. Out of 6,642 submissions, 54 countries, I am number one with last year.
Congrats.
Thank you. And it's the
come
first.
on the show, come on, humble.
It's the first. It's the first for Jamaica, and obviously I'm very proud of that. And there's wonderful things that have happened because of winning such a prestigious prize.
Yes. And last
That's
but
awesome.
not least,
Thank you.
Errol Cyrus.
Yep, Errol Cyrus here. And as Kwame was speaking and Charlene was saying, hey, tell us about yourself. Coming from the EDI space, I think of the word imposter. Because far so often we think of ourselves as imposters and not, claim and rightfully take our place in terms of our achievements. So, Mr. Kwame, you're no imposter.
No, man. Charlie knows. Let me know that. Charlie know that.
You are accomplished. And great
Thank you.
We are so extremely proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
He's a big deal.
Yeah. So for me, I've had a very interesting career, mostly business, going from banking into alcohol beverage, teaching part-time at the university, which allowed me to segue into education and help director of admissions, programs manager, and all of that. But one of the greatest things that came out of that is what I do now, which is equity, inclusion, and belonging and anti-racism. So I work in that space as a consultant with KMS Consulting. And I'm an associate faculty at the Central Michigan University. And as I mentioned before, as a business grad, I continue to pursue my first love, my true love, and that's the area of business development and marketing. So I do a little bit of consultancy on that as well. So that's who I am in a nutshell.
Let me welcome each and every one of you again. And thank you for showing up at such last minute. You are truly my friends. All right, so we have a few things to talk about. We have few segments, and we're going to spend some time on each.
Real conversation near and far, where the truth shines bright like a morning star. Let's chat with Phenomenal Char. She's bringing joy, she's bringing light. Every story.
Not too much time, because this is not a long podcast. We know the attention span of people out there. So, first thing we want to talk about is breaking the stereotypes of aging. Now, there are some common misconceptions about aging. Some of the stereotypes are maybe true. You know, a little pain every now and then, because right now sciatica is just showing up right here, right now. But I'm trying to be cute about it. And just the whole idea of stereotypes about, I think, our generation, and I want to say the generation that was born, the Gen X and the baby boomers. I think we have broken many of the stereotypes. I don't know, you all remember seeing our mothers and our grandmothers at 40s and 50s. They were old people to us, right?
Right.
And certain things did not happen. If you saw a woman pregnant at 40 and over, it was like, where's she go with that? I had my second child at 41. So a lot of the stereotypes about aging have I would say they've changed. What are some of the stereotypes? Jean, I'm going to start with you, my co-host. What are some of the stereotypes that you think we have broken when it comes on to aging or age?
A big part of the stereotypical behavior for women is how we dress. As we get older, we're expected to conform to what our moms used to wear. And I'm that's one of the stereotypes that I'm ready to smash.
Yes.
Not doing it.
Yep.
Mm.
Sandra?
I would say the same thing. Not only how we dress, where we go, what we do, you know,
Mhm.
the music that we listen to,
Mhm.
you know, things like that. I think the lines are, I want to say, almost erased, but many persons try to still stay in that lane. I don't. I know when persons see you with gray hair, and you, like in Jamaica, you dance a dancehall music, or then what is now popular, and you can sing some of the songs, you're like, huh? You know, everybody looks on you like with mouth open. But myself and you know, we go to these parties and we belong just like the young people. And so, between the dressing and the music in particular, music and where we go, we don't conform to those things anymore.
Yeah, those
Personally, I like to hang out with young people. You know, yeah, I keep young that way.
yes, yes. Well, I've been an educator for over 35 years, and I primarily teach young people, most of them under 30, and that's what keeps me young. So a lot of, as Jean talked about, even the dressing and the appropriateness of dressing. I don't know what appropriate dressing is. I know I dress to suit myself and to wear what makes me feel good and and whatever makes me happy. That's what I put on my bodies. Michelle, I'll ask Michelle to chime in. Michelle is the youngins in the group, right? She's the baby in the group, but yes, but I hang with her.
I don't feel like it, because everybody here has already said they embrace their age. They don't even think about age.
Yes.
Stereotypes that are broken now, I would say definitely in the dating realm. Long ago, you wouldn't really date somebody that much younger. I would say that was very unheard of, or if you did it secretly. Like if you're
As a woman.
Yeah, as a woman, you wouldn't. Yes, definitely. I should just make that distinction, because men forever and ever. Men
Exactly.
But
you know,
what is weird about what Michelle is saying, when you were younger, it was the older men that would want to date you. As you get older, it's the younger men that want to date you.
Yes, that's yes.
Go figure. And everybody, it's okay for the guys to do that, but not for the girls.
Yeah. Well, now it's more, people don't like freak out if they see a woman who's maybe, if they see a 20-year gap or 30-year gap between the two. But you know, I would say even 20, 30 years ago, you wouldn't see to say a 60-year-old woman with a 40 or 30-year-old man. But now it's just like that. And I think maybe celebrities broke that. A lot of celebrities, like Taraji P, she was engaged to a man. But yeah, exactly. That whole cougar thing. It just become a normal thing. There were TV shows about it. And then, and now here we are. Here we are. It's very normal. You see a 40, 50-year-old woman with 20-year-old. You see it on 98 Fiance. Lots of different shows have made it very popular.
Yeah, and we'll have the men speak in a minute, but that whole dating age thing, and then the stereotypes of you're a cougar, you're a sugar mommy, and all of that. I mean,
Right.
the age gap with men doesn't matter. They can even father children after
In the
70,
80s.
80s, right? And we've seen some celebrities, the more popular people, and I mean celebrities because we see them, but I'm sure other people. But again, as a woman, I really denounce all those rules and regulations and what to do, what not to do. I think that we have been liberated
Well,
to the point of
denouncing them for you
well,
because
but
they're
I just said
always going to be there.
as a
Yeah.
woman, I personally denounce those rules and stereotypes. I just I don't buy into them because and very often, if you notice us, look at all of us except Michelle, we're three of us 60s. You can't tell.
Yeah.
You really can't tell. And women have no, because women have evolved beyond just looking like their grandmas and their moms. And I think men celebrate that in us, right? Or brothers. So we're gonna let our brothers speak right now. Okay, brothers, what do you think about all of this stereotyping and aging and everything? You guys always get a free pass now because you don't get the pressure that we get as
That's true.
women as we're aging. And it's a reality.
That's
Society
true.
doesn't pressure older men as they do
Yeah.
older women as we
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
So I want the brothers to speak. So
No, that is true. And you're right. I think back in the day when we looked at our parents, there were things that were happening but they were underground. So, for example, like relationships, younger men, older men going out with younger women. It wasn't something that was seen. You knew of it. You knew of the rumors. I mean, the child may come. Being born. Man may be married and all that kind of stuff. But it's now become much more apparent in terms of that was a stereotype back then. But nowadays it's okay in a sense. I mean, it's okay. It's like say a man, you go up,
Really?
yeah, man. If you go a
What?
club, you see a man with a younger woman. So it's
So with the men, but not
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
yes,
Talk about men. So
yes.
so it's something that, like I said, at one stage would have been hidden, but now it's not. Now you find out, and so that's one stereotype that back then seemed to be hidden, but now as we become much more evolved, I guess. There's a lot of things that we're doing now which we wouldn't have done before, and a lot more of that is being exposed. Um, and yeah, it's times have changed, definitely changed from way back when. Cause Charlie way back battery rider back then, Charlie still a way battery rider now. You know what I mean? So times. So in that regard, but it's more acceptable now in that sense. You see older women who you would not even know that they're older women. I had a friend of mine who what is in Morocco at the moment, and she's celebrating her 50th, and she looks like she's in her 30s. You know what I mean? So a lot of we have, in terms of even those kind of personas where we used to have that kind of thing of people reach a particular age and look a particular way, but not anymore. I think we're looking after ourselves even more. We're enjoying life even more. And I think that shows, that's reflecting of how everyone looks. You know, even if
Yeah.
a young older man I go to the younger woman, that's how everything looks. That's what I would say.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Bob.
That's a nice segue, Kwame,
Yeah.
because when Charlene started speaking about how we see age and how we're aging and how somebody would look in the past or how long they would live, the statistic shows that with the increase science and so on, we're living longer, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
reality. And I think with that shift comes the whole thing of us trying to find ourselves because we are now living longer. What does
Mm-hmm.
that look like? And I think that we're also in the knowledge age. and some more is being shared. So knowledge is not just kept by certain people anymore, like the big
Real conversation near and far, where the truth shines bright like a morning star. Let's chat with Phenomenal Char. She's bringing joy, she's bringing light. Every story.
media houses and on the university campuses and so on, but it is shared because every Tom, Dick, and Harry now is a journalist. You just need a cell phone and you're a journalist. And I'm using it loosely, of course. But the point I'm making is that knowledge is more is abound. And I see where women are taking up space in terms of saying, hey, I can have a younger partner and I'm not ashamed of it. And those persons in leadership, the so-called, I would say, icons of culture, celebrities, etc., they're leading the way. And of course, the rest of society is following. The other thing I wanted to touch on was the whole thing of music, because I remember a few years ago when my kids were teenagers, they were in the car and there's a song that was playing and I was singing it, but it was just a different version. And they're like, Daddy, you know that song? I say, yes, that song is from a long time. It's like, you people, all you do is just imitate.
And
And we
remix,
were
and
skipping a
remix the
beat.
thing. Yes, yes.
We were skipping a beat. My wonderful daughter said, yes. We may imitate, but we also make it better.
Well, that's debatable, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
And
Well,
so
that's the object of progress and society moving forward.
personally, I intentionally listen to all kinds of music, and even more so I'm on the pop station, getting to and sometimes we tend to think that excellence lies within our generation. Everybody else is there's not really, and I'm saying this very loosely because I know not all of us believe that,
But
but
that's
there's a
how it's supposed to be, though. You're supposed to think your generation is the best, and the next one's supposed to come that think they're the best, and so on and so forth. We're always the best generation at the moment.
yeah, but not at the expense of saying that the other one is not good. That's where I
That's
was going.
not that's no, but that's
No,
not
no,
what you're
no, but
saying. It's different. It's
yeah,
different.
but no, but the point I was making is that it's good to say that your generation is great and celebrate your accomplishments, but you should also leave the door open to recognize and appreciate and celebrate with the next generation, which is where I was
Isn't
going.
Jamaica the best island? We
In
all
that
think
I
that whatever we are the best. That's just
Yeah,
how
in
we
that
think.
I listen to a lot of
Yeah.
young performers because they're extremely talented,
Oh yes.
that from them. And the last thing I want to say that stands out to me in terms of stereotyping is employment. And that's a big challenge that individuals who are aging, more mature, we do find ageism
Yes.
as a big
Reality.
challenge within the workplace. And some companies, a very few, have changed how they recruit, and they aim for a diverse workplace, which is good. But I know that employment is a challenge, which in itself can be good because it forces some of us to become entrepreneurs.
And it
Hmm.
also forces some of us to lean into the technology and not be so averse to technology. So anyway, we are going to move on to some of the benefits of aging, the wisdom, the self-awareness,
Hmm.
the self confidence piece. Because I believe as we age, as we evolve, we become more self-aware. It's an intentional process, though. It's not something that you just naturally moving from one phase to the next. It takes to me some intentionality. And so I believe that we become more aware of ourselves, the confidence levels for me, for me personally, and I always speak from my frame of reference, I have become more confident. I don't really allow other people to define me. I'm not um too concerned about how I'm perceived by others. So that is the confidence piece. And that took work. And I never got there until I was in my 40s, though. That's when I really started to work on myself, and I never needed anybody to validate me. I'm still working on it. I'm still working my way through that, because I can't say that I'm this totally secure woman. There are times when insecurity, kind of shows up in certain areas of my life. So that's the piece that I wanted to highlight. Wisdom. Cyrus and I had a conversation today where we said wisdom, it doesn't necessarily come with age. We grew up hearing wisdom comes with age, but I don't think it necessarily goes that way. So anybody wants to chime in on that?
I think certain aspect of wisdom can only be achieved through your years on earth. So it's going to come with age. But common sense, which people always associate with wisdom, are not necessarily the same in the same arena. Um, Getting older, wisdom, there are things that no matter how young someone is, they can never experience what you are, because you've been here. You were 15, you were 16, you were 17. So that there's always going to be wisdom. But is it what someone else is looking for that you can impart on them? Because
All right.
when you were 16, didn't you think you know it all? I did,
Well, for me, wisdom, how I
just like
define
my kids.
wisdom, how I define wisdom is being aware of what's going on around you, and not just knowing, but doing. It's like some
Hmm.
people have knowledge, but they don't have understanding. So
Hmm.
it to me is knowledge and understanding meeting each other. That's wisdom. I know my son is 20-year-old, and trust me, his wisdom has far surpassed his age. He is so in tune and attuned to what's going on. And I think his wisdom, the wisdom he demonstrates has far surpassed even some people in their 50s and 60s. So I think it's a combination of knowledge, understanding, to me,
And
equals wisdom. Yes, Sam.
and your exposure.
And exposure.
Yeah.
And
I
exposure.
believe I believe the wisdom comes through what you allow yourself to be exposed to. Because some people sit in the dark
Mhm,
all their lives
mhm.
and never grow up. And then you have other persons who open themselves to new experiences, to different experiences, and garner the wisdom,
Yes,
and so and also open themselves to reading, because many people still don't read.
yes, yes.
And so it to me, it's just based on not age, but the sum total of your experiences.
And that's the key word there, Sandra. Opening up yourself to experience, certain, whatever is out there. Reading books, as you say, tuning into information that can enhance your growth.
Right.
It's all of that to me. And guys, we can talk, right? So I want to touch a little bit on health and wellness. We're gonna take a break soon, and then we'll come back. Health and wellness,
I,
that's a big topic. Yes,
I, I
Cyrus?
want, I want, sorry, I wanted to kind of like piggyback on something that Jean said earlier on.
Okay.
But before I do that, I want to say, when you're talking about, you know, kind of understanding who you are at this age, the phrase that came to me, and we had this conversation, is comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
And when we were younger, we tend to compare ourselves with others. And I was sharing with somebody that in reflection, the people who I really admire, when you're in high school or maybe even university or so, or even younger too, primary school, the people who just stand up and just say their mind, just start them thing like irrespective of the consequences, you
Mm.
know. And yes, I've evolved into that person, and that comes with age. And so I think that that whole common sense and intelligence and so on and knowledge is key, because I can now look at a young person at 30 and say to them, you're on the right track. It is going to be all right. Because I know, I see your life, I see the things you're doing, you're on the right track. Or if they're not on, I can say, okay, no, I think you should do this or you should do that. And that's
Real conversation near and far, where the truth shines bright like a morning star. Let's chat with Phenomenal Char. She's bringing joy, she's bringing light. Every story
coming from one's experience, one's exposure, as Sandra said earlier on. And there's a point I was making here that where Jeannie said something that was so beautiful, but it will come back to me. But yes, you know, I think that
Ageism.
yeah, I'm buying that and I'm taking that
Okay,
one
that's
out.
okay, Cyrus. I
It's
want
okay.
No, but we're here just talking and just having
Hey,
fun with it.
Cyrus, I walked to the kitchen for something and stand up in there looking. So no, I'm just messing with you because I feel you.
No. So there's a distinction in recognizing and totally embracing. I think that's
I embrace it.
Well, I have to tell you guys what happened to me today, and Michelle is there to witness that. I came home looking for my laptop charger. Swear to God, I had it in my bag. Looked in my bag, combed through my bag, took out everything I thought, no laptop charger. Luckily, I work pretty close to home, right?
Mhm.
So I ran down to the college, looked in the last classroom, I had my lecture, and it wasn't there because I saw I left it in the outlet. Went to the security, running all over the place like a headless chicken. Came back home, looked in my bag again, no laptop charger. What happened?
Yeah.
A young lady at my house went into my bag and found the charger.
It was there the whole
Mhm.
time.
It
I
was
don't
there
know.
the whole time. And I'm like, Michelle, something is happening to me. And, of course, I rebuke the devil and I rebuke everything that want to tell me that is age. So I am like, it's a reality. Well, it could have happened to me when I was 15. So let's just leave it right there.
That's the point I was about to make, that people no. I've read stuff that says that forgetfulness is not reserved for the age. You know, when you're younger, you forget things too. I suppose maybe one is alluding to the fact that as you get older, there may be an increase in forgetfulness. I don't know,
Not
but
maybe. You know it's not maybe. You know there's a vast increase in how much
Well,
more we
it's
forget.
related to food too. We know that now.
Yeah, exactly.
it's related to, sorry, say that
Food,
again.
Type 3
food,
diabetes
food.
is food related, and type 3
Yeah,
diabetes causes dementia
yeah,
and
food.
dementia and
Okay,
Alzheimer's.
okay.
So that's food related, nothing to do with age.
Yeah.
Another thing too, guys, let's face it. Look how many things we have on our minds now. Look, I mean, the noise out there, the distractions. How can we remember everything? We have so many things distracting us, Like now I am like Sandra and Kwame and all of us here in this space, we're multipreneurs. We do not engage in just one activity, one entrepreneurial activity. And so you have to remember that. I'm an educator. I have to remember I teach 10 courses this semester. So it's a lot of information coming at us. But you know what, guys? Before we take a break, I want to look at, we're going to take a break. We're coming back and we're going to talk about health and wellness, taking a look, not diving too deeply into this because we will have a topic dedicated to mental health. So we're going to come back and we're going to speak about health and wellness as we get into the aging.
Time to vibe with Charlene, where real talk comes alive. She's got the groove, she's got the style. A phenomenal woman with a radiant smile. From life's deep moments to the lighter side, let's chat with Charlotte, the good times ride. Let's chat.